Real buckwheat. It's very high in protein, high in vitamin C, and the protein in it has been shown to lower cholesterol. So, these are all nutrient-dense foods that are amazing for you that people are normally not getting. This is as close as you're going to get to the perfect food. We're going to make the shakes here in a little bit, and you'll be able to taste them and see. You know, in this program you get fruits, and I'll explain that later. I save the fruits for the shakes. Then this you only do during the first 7 days. This is the SP cleanse, and this is what I call the heavy hitter. This is what gets the program going. It's a mixture of some foods and herbs, but the herbs really kind of, if you will, nudge the body into detoxification pathways. We are a whole food supplement company, so we don't rely on this for the whole time. We just want to get the ball rolling, if you will. So this is only the first 7 days. The SP cleanse, the first 7 days. And there's some really, really good proven herbs that help support those detoxification pathways or those organs of detoxification. One thing I want to point out, remember how I said we need to support phase 2, the second oil filter? Well, Spanish black radish is great for a lot of things. One of the things it's good at is supporting that. So that's also very good. Fenugreek. This is a really good product I use whenever I start getting any congestion. It just opens the floodgates. It's an incredible thing. Fenugreek is really good. Just a little tidbit. Pregnant or expecting, pregnant or lactating moms, fenugreek is really good to keep the milk coming. So then we replace the SP cleanse with SP green food. As the name suggests, it's food. Look at that. We have buckwheat, barley grass, Brussels sprouts, kale, alfalfa. So this is in a more concentrated form than what you're getting in the shakes. But again, it's supporting. We're just doing it with food. And it's so simple. It's almost a stumbling block to, you know, the medical scientists that study this every day. But it works. Just these simple foods. The problem is no one's eating them. And the people who are eating them are probably not getting them from a reliable organic source. These are all organic. They come from, Standard Process has over 1,600 acres of organic farmland in Palmyra, Wisconsin. So we grow most of our own products that you see here. So, and then whole food fiber. This is really interesting because, my goodness, I think of going to grade school or elementary school, and I remember them teaching us the song about peanut butter and jelly, and to me that was news because, see, you know, I'm Latin, so, you know, for us it was, you know, beans and eggs in the morning. It wasn't like peanut butter and jelly or anything like that. You know, that wasn't something that I would hear a lot of. So it was in school that I would hear about this thing called peanut butter. And kids would bring it to school, and I just thought it smelled awful until I tried it, and then I really liked it. But my point is, like, this was a mainstay. This was something that kids relied on for nutrition. Now, it's not even, you can't even bring it to school with so many allergies. I mean, there's some children that can't even be in the same room with another child that's eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because that child will go into anaphylactic shock. What has happened? Has our genetic code changed so much? I'm 36. Has it changed that much in 36 years? Or we've just adapted these sensitivities? No, it's the adulteration of our food supply. Basics. Eggs is another one now. It's coming up with sensitivities for so many people. Eggs. I mean, I love eggs. My daughter eats 3 whole eggs every morning. Every morning. Whole eggs. By the way, don't fall into this cholesterol. You're taking a lot of cholesterol. Your cholesterol's high. You know what they used to suggest when your cholesterol was high? Whole egg diet. Because the more you take in, the more you stop producing in the liver cholesterol. You want to reduce your cholesterol? Do this program, and what you'll find is that by reducing refined sugars, reducing these processed foods, your cholesterol will come down tremendously. Tremendous. That's the link. You know, I know our doctors say, like, you can't eat, you want to reduce cholesterol. Yeah, you don't want to eat those fatty foods that have the trans fat. You don't want to eat big sloppy cheeseburger. But what's going to affect it even more is staying away from the candy, all the sweets that you eat, the cake. That's going to drive your cholesterol high. Okay, so I said all that because we need digestive support. We need digestive support with all the sensitivities that we're experiencing, so whole food fibers for that. And then these are some adjuncts. The only one I really want to talk about, for sake of time, is gymnema. Gymnema stands for the sugar destroyer. And gymnema is an herb that will help you balance sugar levels. Why is this important? Does this sound like it's a big deal? Well, you know, when you start having hunger and appetite, it usually starts with hunger before you have appetite, but when that starts to happen, it's a reaction to low blood sugar levels. That's how we know we're hungry. You know, our blood sugar levels drop even slightly, and it triggers our mind to start thinking about food. We need food, we need food. So what if something could help you balance those sugar levels? You would eat less. Here's another thing. You'd be in a much better mood. A much, much better mood. I'm convinced that we've blocked, just like we've blocked the thirst reflex, we've blocked the hunger reflex. This is why people that are overweight will tell me all the time, my mom would tell me this all the time, but I don't eat anything all day long. I don't eat anything. I mean, I have a coffee, some tea in the morning, and then that's it. You know, you can't go all day and not feel that hunger. You've blocked that. But then when they do eat, what they don't tell you is they binge. But the fact that they can go all day, they've blocked that. And here's the problem. If we're not sensing sometimes that our blood sugar levels are low, what's going to happen is you're going to start craving things that are going to create the biggest impact on that blood sugar level. What is that going to be? Sugar. You're going to crave sugar. So you see, if we give the body something that will help maintain blood sugar levels, we're going to be in a better mood. We're going to be able to stick to our eating program, and above everything, you're going to be able to lose weight, a lot more weight. Blood sugar levels constant. You don't call in the adrenals to help maintain those blood sugar levels. You're doing it naturally, and you're going to have a much easier time. So that's why I like gymnema. It's something that if you have a tendency toward that, like you just need the Ben and Jerry's at night, or you know you need that coffee with a lot of sugar in it in the morning, gymnema is going to be great. By the way, if you were to break that tablet in half and put it under your tongue for just a little while, then swallow, you won't be able to taste anything sweet for 2 hours. It totally anesthetizes the taste buds for sugar. A lot of times, some of our doctors will do this little challenge with gymnema challenge, where they have Hershey Kisses. But first, they give everyone a little bit of that tablet, suck on it for a little bit. It doesn't taste good at all, but you know they bear through that, swallow it down, and then they pass out the Hershey Kisses, and it tastes like wax. You're not going to taste anything sweet. So talk about motivation to not eat. You could always do that, but you know the idea between which it helps regulate sugar levels. So the SP cleanse, you're going to do that for 7 capsules, 3 times a day. Everything else stays the same. The shakes, I would recommend 3 at least. So have them in between meals. You have 3 square meals, and then you have the shakes in between. So your blood sugar levels never drop. You're always, if you're hungry in this program, you're doing it wrong. Absolutely, you're doing it wrong. You should never be hungry in this program. You're eating every 2 hours, whether it's a shake or a meal. But what are you eating? That's the question. Well, here's what you're going to be eating. In days 1 through 10, vegetables. 2/3 vegetables, 1/3 fruit. I like to save the fruit. Oh, thank you. So in days 1 through 10, there we go. 2/3 vegetables, 1/3 fruit. I like to save the fruit for the shakes, so it gives me something to look forward to in between those meals. So you say, how can I eat vegetables all day? You'll be surprised what you can do. You know, again, it's when you're really commit to this, you'll get creative. And there's some really cool things that I've come across in just having to stick to this. Like kale chips. I mean, you go online, there's so many recipes for that. Kale is amazing. I'm big on coconut oil. I use it for everything. I don't use hair. I have a sensitive scalp, so I use coconut oil in my hair. My skin, my daughter knows when she gets out of the shower, this coconut oil all over her. It's a great moisturizer. When you consume it, it's antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. That's why it's great for the skin. I put it on myself as well because working out at the gym is one of the dirtiest places you can ever be. You're on a bench, someone's just sweating on there. MRSA, you know, all that stuff. And so for me, it's a layer of protection, you know. So anyway, I discovered coconut oil because of this program. So I started making my kale with coconut oil, putting it in the oven, and it's amazing, amazing. Again, when you're forced to do something, we as a people, one thing you can say about Americans, we ingenuity, creative, we'll make it happen. So that I think is really cool here, how you're going to learn to eat things that you never ate before and enjoy it. Like another thing I picked up was the spaghetti squash. Take all that out, I fry it in some coconut oil, and it was like, yeah, it's a compromise. It's not a noodle, but it gave me the sensation. I have that, and it was good. Mushrooms, I treat mushrooms like meat. Those big mushrooms, I cut them up, a little bit of butter. No mushrooms? Okay.
I don't eat fungus.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and in some cases that would not be recommended. Right? You know, so that's what we got on days 11 through 1 through 10. In days 11 through 21, here's where we introduce meat. Now we don't have anything against meat. Okay, there's some value in it. But the idea is to give your body 10 days to kind of give it a break. Meat is a little harder to digest. And then the other thing with meat, it's hard to get good meat. You know, I think now someone might be wise to stay away from meat because of if you're consuming meat that's just laden with hormones and, you know, just that's not good. But if you get like free range chicken and you get grass-fed beef, that's a different story. And not enough studies have been done on that. There's a book that I was just watching a movie the other day, or a documentary, Forks Over Knives. You know, the big thing is stay away from animal fats. But the thing they're never clear is like that they're comparing the meat you get at a grocery store, not the meat that you would get from a cow that's been able to eat grass all day. And so, you know, so I'm not sold on that idea, but it is, in this case, it's good to limit it for a while. Then when you introduce it, try to do, since you're eating so little, 3 to 4 ounces twice a day, try to spend a little more money. Get the wild-caught fish, get the free-range chicken, and get the, well, I would stay away from beef, but if you had to, then I would do the grass-fed. So, by the way, all of this is up to the doc. Like, if the doctor says I want you to introduce me from the very beginning, then that's what you do. Again, it's a specialized program. So these are just guidelines. Because some people would not be able to bleed meat out. They need some more substance in their diet. So we have to gauge it. There's a doctor's clinical judgment there. So that's days 11 through 21, and then recommended beverages. Here's where we lose a lot of people, because for the young it's alcohol, for the older generation or more mature generation it's a coffee. So we can't. I mean, it's just it's something that we love the Starbucks experience, you know, and giving that up. And so, but here's the thing, we have something to bridge that gap, and it's green tea. If you're drinking pots of coffee a day instead of cups of coffee, green tea is going to help you not go cold turkey. There's a little bit of caffeine in it. But green tea and water, that's it. If you want to squeeze some lemon on it, that's fine. You can do mineral water. No, share substitutes like using Splenda, Crystal Light, staying away from all that's man-made. As a matter of fact, this is foods to avoid.
What about Truvia? How do you feel?
Same thing. Truvia, Peruvia, all of that.
So
only thing you can use is
stevia.
Stevia you
just
can
pure
use.
stevia.
Pure stevia.
So zero vitamin water would do.
Yes. Well, the vitamin water I'd stay away from too, because there are synthetic vitamins in there.
Okay.
Just water. That's it. So you want to say anything that's made in a lab. Okay? Stevia is an herb. It's out of the ground. That's okay. But that is a mixture of something that's made in the lab and a little bit of stevia. Carbohydrates, sweets and grain, hydrogenated oils, nuts, seeds, beans. Stay away from all of that while you're in the program. The only thing, lentils. So this is one thing you can do, and this is another thing I learned from doing this program. A little bit of brown rice and some lentils with a little bit of olive oil and some seasoning like cumin and garlic. It's amazing.